Are they pretty? It is. I never wanted well, that's what I
Yeah. Yeah, they are nice.
Why does Bootycandy need to be told right now?
I think every story about a marginalized community needs to get told at some point. A show like this it's not just telling a story, but it's also making you aware of it, but it's also making you laugh.
It does tell the story through a series of vignettes. It's an autobiographical play by Robert O'Hara, of course, and he takes no. He holds no bars, man. I'm telling you, the language is there, the sexuality, dealing with, it's kind of like Saturday Night Live meets a sexual identity and gender type masterclass.
Right now, people's lived experiences and identities are being suppressed every day, more and more every day. It is getting harder and harder to be queer in America, especially queer and Black in America. And to tell a story that is so openly and honestly itself.
From the very beginning, when we started developing Shades of Theater, we also wanted to make sure that we always lived up to our mission and our vision, and that is to amplify those voices of underserved, underrepresented communities, LGBTQ being one of them.
I think a lot of theaters are really trying to push diversity, equity, and inclusion as a branch of what they believe in. Shades of Theater, that's what they are all about. Their whole purpose is telling stories by minorities for minorities. When a lot of other theaters, they do it out of an obligation. Shades of Theater, it is the whole purpose.
It's very much a piece that most theaters around will not do because it's not commercial, but it is a story that needs to be told. It is, of course, we're planning it so that we're doing it during Pride Week and Pride Month, it's just, I'm proud that Shades is taking the chance and doing that because Topeka's ready to be an adult.
When we bring up these topics of Blackness and queerness, and when you bring up being a minority, a lot of people automatically think of the struggles that it comes with, the struggles of being Black, the struggles of being queer. But there is also so much joy that goes into it. There is so much joy in being Black. There is so much joy in being queer.
This play will strike conversations. It'll make you think. It'll be, again, using comedy, but then also touching on some subjects that will make you uncomfortable at times. But I think the audience will come away with questions and with conversations, and that's what it's all about.
People in power try to do to suppress you as a minority. It doesn't matter what lengths they will go to in order to silence minority voices, because no matter what, we will keep speaking and we will keep telling stories and we will keep fighting. So I think that's why it's really important right now.
I'm really excited to see how big my actors can go with the script and with each of the characters. The show is meant to be really campy and really incredibly theatrical, and I think the more that they can play into that, and honestly the more that they can have fun with it and just let loose with it, I think the better the show is going to be. So I'm really excited to see how far they can take it, and I would love to be able to tell an actor to tone it down. I have never had to tell an actor, you're doing too much. I've always had to been like, give me more, give me more, give me more. So I'm hoping that this group is the one where I have to be like, let's bring it down a little bit.
Okay, scene one.
Girl, have you heard what your sister about to name that?
You know, I did. I'm talking to the heifer right now.
Well, try and talk some sense into her. Hell, she might as well go ahead and name her vagina.
That's exactly what I'm about to tell her, but she don't want to listen to nobody, and on top of that, she gonna take on some shala shaluka or some shit. or something nobody never heard of, and you and me both know she don't know a bit more about Muslim than shit. Child, hold on, let me get her off the line. That's exactly what I was about to tell her, but she don't want to listen to nobody, and on top of that, she's gonna tack on some Shalaye, Shaluka Muslim shit, or something ain't nobody never heard of, and you and me both know she don't know a bit more about Muslim than shit. Child, hold on, let me get her off the line.
Fantastic. There was no decline since the last time we did it. And usually if you take, from what I've noticed is, if we take that long in between scenes to do them again, energy is usually like a little bit down or something's a little bit lacking. You haven't decreased at all since the last time we've done this, so fantastic.
It's 2026. People are gay. People are really gay these days, and people are, they're not just black and white. I think we're living in such an awesome time where everyone looks so different from each other, and it's not the 1950s anymore. We're really lucky to be living in such a progressive time where these topics can be talked about more openly and should be talked about more openly because it's real life. The stuff in this show, it's played up a lot, but it's all based on things that have happened to people, are happening to people, and will continue to happen to people, for better or for worse, depending on what part of the story that you're talking about. And just because those things may make us uncomfortable or may not be topics that we feel we can talk about so openly, that doesn't mean that has to be the way that it is, or it doesn't mean that we can't try to bridge the gap or try to start those conversations. Because if we don't start those conversations, then women still wouldn't have the right to vote, and gay people wouldn't be allowed to get married. Like, stories like this is why we have come so far and why we will continue to keep progressing.
Something that I really love about this show is that I think it's hard to find stories that are centered around minority groups but aren't just about that aspect of their identity. Yes, our main character is a black gay man, but he's more than that. He's also a writer, he is a son, he's a person foremost. And I think this show showcases that you can be so much more, you are so much more than just your identity. You don't have to fit into one tiny box, and just because you do fit into a certain kind of box, that doesn't mean that everything that you do has to be centered around that identity. And I love stories about black playwrights. I think they're always stories that we need to tell.
The pieces that they're writing, they're very provocative, and they're about pretty serious topics. And they talk about how the work is work, and they don't want people to digest what they're writing easily, because it wasn't easy to write, so it shouldn't be easy to process. And I think like when you're doing a comedy, the whole thing isn't funny, otherwise it's just gonna be boring. Or when you're doing a drama, the entire thing isn't gonna be sad, because then you're just gonna walk away depressed. I think every show has elements of comedy, and every show has elements of tragedy. And I think that's what makes the show so beautiful. I think people think that they have to process one emotion at a time, and I think people are a little bit more complex than that. So it shouldn't go down easy, but I think it'll be a lot easier than it may appear.
Keep the shawarma, I do.
That ain't no kind of name for no child. Sounds like something you order to eat. You done already put them other two that you got to shame.
Now what about Amos and Takeda? Ain't nothing wrong with their names, so what you talking about?
One named after a rent-a-car, the other a blind ensign.
So?
The first couple weeks of rehearsals we spent just script analysis.
just doing script analysis and like fully understanding the script. And so I did a lot of my like understanding and dissecting of the script before this. I really don't have a lot that's changed. I feel like my actors have a really good grasp of what this show is and the message that we are trying to give with this. So yeah. Honestly, energy was the biggest struggle for us. It was the biggest hurdle that we had to jump over. And I knew that once an energy is in front of us, we would get the energy that we needed. Laughter helps a lot with like motivation and energy when you're an actor. And just a responsive audience can help a lot. And that's exactly what we've been getting for the last 2 nights, which is awesome. Proud of how comfortable that they've gotten with each other and the script. It's a very hard script to grasp. It's very complicated and it deals with a lot of really heavy emotions. And so my biggest worry going into it was them being comfortable with the script and them being comfortable sharing this story. And just watching them develop over the last week, you can just tell how much more comfortable that they've gotten with everything and how comfortable they are with each other. And I think it's one of the biggest reasons why we do theater is that community aspect of it.
Let me ask you this. So, things start rolling?
Yeah, we're still
All right, so what's it mean for you two to actually be doing an internship and being part of Bootycandy? What's it meant to you guys? And turn that camera around on him.
my hat.
Get over here. Come here, Elijah. Come here, Elijah. So what does that internship mean to you?
But you want the serious answer?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, even in the beginning, Shades is a company that your personal mission aligns with my aspirations and my own. So, you know, even beyond like the needing the internship stuff, working with this company was something that I always wanted to do. I mean, even before I was in Raising in the Sun, because of that. You know, because my life's ambition is wanting to be able to create meaningful work that empowers people from marginalized communities, and obviously being African American, like that's kind of the first one for me. But you know, even communities that I'm not a part of, like I want to be able to empower and give, you know, enable the empowerment of those communities.
Awesome. I know DeAndre's behind the camera. Hey, DeAndre. But just so you guys know too, that I know it's not much, but we are going to be giving you guys each a check for a couple $100 just for kind of a per diem for the internship, and you know, cover some of that gas and anywhere else. You'll get that tonight, just so you know. But I appreciate you both. I'm so glad that you became part of Shades, and you will be for life. So, boom, man.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely, brother. DeAndre. I might just give your share to him.